Ever since our existence, pests have been a recurring problem within our everyday lives, and because these unwanted creatures range from stealing pieces of cheese from our kitchen to sucking and consuming our blood while we're fast asleep, there's no question why we try to exterminate them from our lives. Pesticides are considered to be one of the best ways humans can get rid of these annoying creatures. After all, because they're substances created by human scientists, we're able to control exactly how and what it does to the environment it's placed upon, right? Wrong. Because ecosystems are so complicated and diverse, even with today's technology, we still can't figure out whether a substance is 100% safe to use or not. Taking this information into context, let's talk about DDT. Originally used to clear an infestation of black-headed budworm to access valuable timber in 1955, this pesticide became widely popular due to the amount of pest species it could eliminate. However, the developers of the trending chemical did not, and most likely could not, anticipate the negative effects of using it. A few years after the pesticide became widely popular around the world, scientists uncovered many unsatisfying discoveries related to the chemical. The most notable of effects are that it can cause the thinning of bird eggs, increasing the chance of its fetus becoming squashed, and also accessing and manipulating the plasma membrane of many fish species, therefore affecting the biological processes occurring within them. In addition to affecting animals, DDT is also known to affect humans as well. If a person consumes 6 to 10 milligrams of DDT per their weight in kilograms, they are likely to experience headaches, nausea, vomiting, and/or confusion. However, getting this much DDT into your body through consumption would be extremely hard to do since the average person only eats a 40th of this amount each day. Even though DDT has been banned in most of the world except for Africa, where it is used to prevent the spread of malaria-carrying mosquitoes, other pesticides are still being used, each having the potential of being as harmful as DDT. But why? Why do we put these harmful chemicals into our environment, putting ourselves and future generations at risk? A simplified reason for this is because of us, the consumers, and how picky we are. We want our tomatoes to be bright red with hardly any bumps or cracks, but not all tomatoes are grown how we want it to be. If you were a farmer and tried growing tomatoes without the use of pesticides, odds are that many pests and bugs are going to affect the way your tomatoes look and feel. And if you tried to sell your tomatoes at the market and saw only the bright and pretty tomatoes at the other store next to yours were being bought, would you advertise your tomatoes with no pesticides and wait for the rare environment caring customer to come buy your tomatoes? Or would you join the competition and gain half the customers at the other store just by simply spraying some chemicals onto your crops? Odds are, you'd choose the second option. As you can see, the conflicting problem with pesticides deals with each individual's economic and environmental point of view, which is easily persuaded depending on profession. Since most jobs require and rely on some form of technology and not directly reliant on the natural environment, most people don't realize that both should be taken into consideration equally in order to have a better economically stable decision. However, unlike other conflicts involving economics versus the environment, there may be a compromising solution regarding the use of pesticides. In an article written by David Suzuki for the Arrow Lakes News, he talks about an interesting alternative to using pesticides as pest control. The article, cleverly titled Bugs, Bean Leaves, and Biomimicry Bedfellows, talks about using bean leaves as another non-toxic way of controlling bugs. The once common Eastern European practice involves spreading bean leaves around an area that is normally surrounded by crawling insects. And once an insect comes into contact with the microscopic hooked plant hairs on the leaf, the insect becomes permanently stuck as it tries to escape, since other parts of its body get hooked onto the leaf while attempting to do so. This practice was tested by the Journal of the Royal Society interface in a bedroom that contained many bedbugs. As expected, the practice worked perfectly, and once the bugs were captured, they just had to burn the leaves to exterminate them. Although this works extremely well on household pests, shipping actual tons of these leaves to Africa does not seem like a good idea for pest control. But if scientists were able to mimic these microscopic hairs onto flooring, ceiling, or even dowel rods to protect crops, bugs would definitely have a harder time taking our resources without damaging the environment as well as the economy. And also, as said by David Suzuki, maybe the truest sign of human intelligence is not to learn how we can shoehorn nature into our own agenda, but to see how we can better find our own place in nature.